Howdy, all of you delicious people. We are here today to play, or realistically to react to, I had replayed again over, 7 Days to Die, and I had recorded, starting from day one, just starting fresh, because realistically I had lost a lot of, game data, so I had to start from day one. From day one, I honestly just started off. Realistically, from when I would find a house that I really wanted to use temporarily, until I can find a real. So this is probably like a starter home until I can find something more established, but this house we have here is pretty good. So let's start up this is pre-recorded from PS4. I'll show you guys what all I do today. Realistically, a lot of it is customization, because there wasn't a lot of stuff here. There was a lot of zombies to kill, but if anything, I have some stuff here that I can show you guys that I had got in my journeys. If anything, definitely one tip for people who are possibly at all brand new to this game. Definitely, the half-cut and tree trunks definitely have a lot of good stuff, and I have a shotgun already. I found a shotgun miraculously on day one. Normally, I'd be better off finding, like, pistols and toilets or whatever, but... And this is going to be cut to where when I do break things, it'll be like a quick break. It won't be something that you would be like, oh god, I gotta watch this forever. But if anything, there is going to be a little bit of darkness in this episode. Because most of this, if you look at the timestamp of day one, it's getting very dark. Because realistically, what happened was, I was dropped off in this deserted desert area, and I was like, oh crap. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome, because yeah, I have a load of nothing everywhere I turn. So of course, I eventually had to get to a place that was a much better environment to survive. But ideally, I am currently also uploading a thing onto the YouTube of a live stream that I did. So hopefully that doesn't really affect the, I'm sure, just well established recordings that I always do. Not so much. I usually always do it guerrilla style, shooting everything. But it is fairly interesting to, because there's so many times when I would play a game, and when looking back on it, like, man, I really missed out on something. I really missed out on something there. Or, oh, I saw a cool visual while watching it back. So it's always good times. It's always good times. Good prices. I don't know why I always say that line, but it's just funny to me. But yeah, if any people are fans of 7 Days to Die, this game's been out for a while. If anything, I thoroughly enjoy this game. Realistically, I would say that this is the best game that I've ever, like, realistically played. There's so much you can do with it. Yeah, people could say it's like, well, like, what can you realistically do with something that's basically Minecraft? It's like, well, Minecraft is, like, a hugely popular game, and, like, realistically, 7 Days to Die, if that's like a Minecraft, then why wouldn't, like, this would be like my variation of Minecraft, but in Minecraft, you don't have that survival instinct, and in this game you do, so. I don't know, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I know a lot of times it might not be thrilling for people just because it's like, oh yeah, we should do like co-ops and do it with multiple people, you can get a lot of stuff done, and it would be much more fun, blah 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 blah. Or, I'm sure there's a lot of times where people, will want items. I'm just kind of showcasing here what all I have. And this is all in one day of miraculous things that I found in my journeys. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would just realistically say it's like, oh, well, like, we want to see locations of the game. We want to see blah, 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 blah. If anything, there is some times here where I was trying to figure out the controls. Because even when I had played this previously, there had been some, like, some things that are like, why can't I do this now? Because when they had upgraded or updated the game, they had changed things to where you can't just easily plop something somewhere. I believe the visuals went much darker than what they were. So I basically needed like a torch on at all times just to see. If anything, later on in this video though, I'm going to have already had night vision. So realistically, I am going to be able to give you guys, yeah, it's going to be very dark, but then I'm going to switch on eventually night vision, so that way it's a little bit better to see, a little bit better. I can't wait till I get my mining helmet. That is a luxury that I wish that you could easily get quickly in this game. Because that is definitely a luxury piece. If anything, one thing I desperately want to do is put a lot of lighting in this area. There'd be several shelters that I would find that would easily have lighting. This does not, so. Because usually the places I would make my home, man, I would have just like, I would have just like lighting already in there. So I would go for those like big huge buildings that have like already pre-lit things, so I never needed to go out and I got 2 flashlights. But ideally, if anybody, because I heavily edit this down if people just want me to just play it regularly instead of playing it as if like I know I'm gonna edit it afterwards. If people want an unedited version, then. But yeah, but I didn't play as any of the. I don't think I played it as any of the DLCs. If anything, miraculously enough, I played this character I believe called Cain, and funny enough, I had just minutes ago played a game called Zombie Apocalypse where the main character is called Cain, miraculously enough. So evidently I'm having a Cain day for some reason. I don't know why, but. But if anything, one thing for starter homes, like a lot of the starter homes are, especially for this game, a lot of the starter homes are just so small. I usually try to go for starter homes that are big open spaces, because a lot of times you're gonna end up needing to, a lot of the times, get more and more items, and you're gonna have you're gonna need storage places to put that. Realistically, I have never been at a place long enough to do a lot of heavy customization to where somebody can be like, oh wow, that's like awesome customization. If anything, realistically, I could probably take this house here and really do some heavy amount of customization to where like I could realistically have this as a starter home, but or as a permanent home, because there's several good things about this here that I can see further on making this like a real home. There's a lot of cosmetic stuff that kind of that bug me a little bit, but of course it's also that this place is just fairly small. Realistically, a thing that I probably want to do fairly soon, if I keep this home, one thing is to completely destroy the whole roof and build a second floor. And so that way, one, if zombies were to come in, then I would just go up into the second floor. So realistically, while they're going, they're coming after me, they're bashing through the house trying to get to me, then I can go up to that second floor and shoot them down. So yeah, I'm just wondering what the roof is made out of, because I want to see what the roof's made out of, because it might take a long time to bust that roof, but it's gonna be worth it. It'll be hems worth it. But yeah, but if anything, where you see those little poles there, I would probably take every single one of those poles out and then just build like a complete like fence around the wooden area. I really do want to, like, I can make a really good house out of anything now, because how frequently I've played this game. But I always, like, I get really picky about things. And if anything, you guys will see again me do some prerequisite stuff of the whole, like, beginning of how you need to build certain things and forcibly having to get those done. I honestly don't care for those things anymore. Like, it doesn't really benefit me, but yeah, but if anything, for the most part, I'm a person that if I were ever to play with other people in this, as I probably had said before, like, I would be the person just like customizing the house while everybody went out and about. That's what I enjoy doing. So realistically, if I played with others, or if there was ever a time where I could, if people were still interested in this game and still wanted to play it and whatever, and I could play a multi-person map or whatever, then we would be doing a lot of damage to this game. That's for sure. For how, like, good at this game that I am. The only thing is, I don't know how many times that I've played this, and I forget a lot about the map. I forget about where certain things are located. I was so happy though, the one episode that I got to find the prison right away. That was pretty awesome. There was another episode where I found the adult movie theater right away. That was fun. That I enjoyed those episodes, even though I honestly really did pay for it when I tried to go to the movie theater, or the adult movie theater, because there were so many freaking dogs there, and I was just like, I am getting out of here. I do not want to die, because I have 7 days to live. Yeah. Yeah. But if anything, like, one good thing if people are starting out, and haven't played this game yet, definitely one thing, is to either one or two things. Live by a farm or cornfield. Make that your starter make that your starter home, or definitely I would suggest live by a body of water, because you're going to need water a lot as well. And as soon as you can find a pot to cook your water, that is going to be a key thing that you're going to need right away, which I found one right away, luckily. That is basically as important as you getting things like honey, or what is the other thing? The thing that cures you from when you get zombie bitten. An antibiotic, whatever it's called. I don't know if you can still use moldy bread in that other thing yet. I think I have done it before and it did work out, but I don't know if it still does. Yeah, it's like I've played this game so frequently, but there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember if it worked. Because it's been a while since, so it's like trying to remember, from all of the things that I've played, what all, like, works and doesn't work. There's not going to be a whole lot of zombies coming and attacking. It's miraculous. I just did a whole bunch of stuff at night, and not a lot of zombies or anything, like, came on down, so I was like, well, F it, I'm gonna get my grounds and see, like, what I should do. Because immediately I'm like, well, I have all night to just putz around, so I was like, because I, like, during night, that's when I do a lot of customization to my house. Because during the day, it's just like, that's when you go and scavenge, so that's when you do that sweet scavenge. If anything, the one thing that's bugging me about this environment is just the step up to get to this thing. That is the one true annoyance of you needing to consistently get that one certain step to be able to get back into the... Ideally, I'm going to do, like, steps all the way around that little area so it doesn't bug me so much. It's like, I'm sure people could easily say, it's just like, well, why don't you just... Okay, I didn't edit that part out. Whoops. But yeah. I really enjoy this game. And I know people will crap all over just because it's like, man, this game is old. This game is whatever. Like, I'm sure people could easily say right now, it's like, well, you can't really see much during the night. Again, a torch is your best friend if you don't have a mining helmet. Or luckily, like I said, I found night vision goggles, so... One main thing would be, once daybreak happens, I really want to go and scavenge for, of course, one, food, but I want to find that mining helmet. You guys don't realize how necessary that is until you don't have it. I think it is kind of funny, though, how several times I've seen someone play this, and how many times that they would, when they'd have to replay it, how many times they would talk about things that they miss. Like, oh man, I wish I had my gun with me. I wish I had my mining helmet. I wish I had my, like, I had a slew of food, or I had a slew of, water, or I had a slew of this, and blah, 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 blah. I honestly wish that I, could have had the game saved of where, like, still saved of that one environment that I had that was all freaking fenced in. That is my favorite environment to hold up in, because it's just like, that, like, you never, you never have to worry about, anything coming at you in that area, because there's not a lot of things going on in that one environment, and you can just kind of, like, sit and relax and do whatever you want. Eventually, there's this one place that was kind of similar to that perfect area, but it was in an area that had more traffic. Man, eventually I wanna make that my, I wanna make that a Good Times house. I wanna really make that I really wanna make that a home. Eventually in one of these episodes. It's just the whole fact, because I went in that environment and it's so big, it's so huge. You have like a basement, and you have maybe one day I'll show you guys what it is. Or I think I did show on another episode of this where I talked about it, where I went to it, but I'm like, yeah, but like, I don't feel safe in this environment. I love this place, but it's not a safe environment because, like, cops who spew the Valmato at you, definitely makes for a experience. So, again, this is kind of like a chill kind of episode, because, of course, forcibly I had to do a lot of stuff at night. But I kind of wanted to, like, at least try and cover something with day one. Because realistically, you gotta start out at day one most of the time. But yeah, realistically, I was just kind of like I was like hours, like so much time into the game, and I'm like, I gotta have footage eventually. It's like, come on, it's like I just kept finding nothing and nothing and nothing and nothing, and I probably could have just started from like exactly where I left off, but I'm like, no, I always start with finding a starter home. That's always what I do. Because if I did anything else, it would just... people would just be like, really? Looking back at this, though, there's so much that I probably should have edited out. My mistake. My mistake. I should have edited this all out. I thought I edited it out, but I was wrong. So, If anything, when I do this the next time around, I'm gonna do that a little bit better. I'm gonna do that a little bit better. I'm gonna be more vigilant about this, but yeah. So ideally, the pot that's there for tools, that is going to be a necessary thing for you to have. Nothing else matters. Yeah, you should probably get painkillers or honey or I guess I always talk like as if no one has played this game and is interested in it, but I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people that have probably played this before and just like, man, your gameplay is goofy. You're goofy, man. You're goofy. But yeah, but this one is just going to be a chillax episode. Because there wasn't any zombies anywhere. It wasn't like a stressful thing of just like, oh my god, gotta defend myself a lot today. Yeah, for some reason I couldn't remember how to turn the flashlight on. Like, how does the flashlight turn on? Couldn't figure that out, so if anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. And I'm doing this off of PS4, so I'm just like, how do I turn the flashlight on? I was trying to, like, that's why you see me goofily moving around, because I'm like, okay, how does this turn on again? What button do I press? But yeah, one thing's for sure, I think between this episode and the next episode, I might be doing a lot of maintenance to the house, to this house in between. Simply because it's just like, well, might as well. So I might, if there is a huge amount of time where all of a sudden you guys see a drastic change in the house environment, and then I come on here, like, more than likely I'll explain what all I did and I'll showcase it. Here's the night vision here. Still trying to figure out how to do that freaking flashlight. That son of a flash. But if anything, I was like, oh, night vision. I'm like, I'm going to use this then. Because, yeah, like, stuff comes out a little bit more grainy, but it's better than, like, you can see much more than you would have if I used a torch or whatever. Even though, again, it's a little bit grainy, but I can see a little bit better, so I can get more things done. If anything, though, there's been so many times where I've just done, like, the beginning of this. I can't wait to actually get further and further along in this game to where people could really see, like, where I'm at, where I become really, to how much that I put together, how much that I build, how much that I whatever. Batman Forever, but I don't know. The one thing about this is, like, definitely that's why so many people play this game as a group, because, like, realistically, there's stuff that you can get done a lot faster, especially if, for people who do not know or know the game, then I love watching people that play this in groups. Like Lord Minion 77 usually does it. The group of guys. They eventually sometimes come back to it and do it. I don't know. Like, ideally now I just kind of want to like I'll like I do want to come back to this and watch people play it, just for the ambiance, whatever you want to call it. Um, Not just because, not like, just so that way it's like, oh yeah, well I really need to know what I'm doing. No, realistically, it's just, like, I really enjoy how, like, super detailed that people get with their things once they've played this for a very long time. And a lot of times people will be like me, where off camera they do a lot of customization. But yeah, but if anything, like, a lot of this will just be like showing people like, hey, I'm still doing this game. You can check out some of the commentaried or non-commentaried stuff that I've done. Realistically, I should realistically go back to all the non-commentaried videos that I had done in my past and go back and commentary all over them, simply just so that way I could, it realistically would be better off if I did it, but it's just so time consuming. Because again, it's like, okay, well, if I backed over and commentaried over every single, like, older video that I did, like, I would be eating up a massive amount of time doing an older project that may or may not do well regardless. So that is my whole thing. I was just like, oh yeah, just like putting commentary over any kind of video is not going to it's like, it's not gonna make anything ooh, but if anything, there was times where I forcibly had to put stuff without commentary on something, and then, like, looking back on it, I was just like, oh. But realistically, that was either my growing pains of trying to figure out, like, how can I do this, or realistically, it was just like, well, like, I wanted the game to sell itself. But I'm sure a lot of people could say, it's like, well, why don't you, like, break down, like, the little items, like the little bag there, the guy, the zombie or whatever. Like, for me, those things eventually respawn items after a certain amount of time, so really, yeah, it is a nuisance to have these things there, but I honestly wish that you could actually move items. Keep them there, but just, like, move them somewhere. Like, I like a nice and neat little, I like to keep my zombie apocalypse house. I like to keep it, nice and neat, and that just seems like clutter to me. That's usually when I just get frustrated, and then I just build my own, um, like, house inside of the house, or I go and I just build like a second floor or something like that, because I just get like, I just get frustrated, or I just get mad, because it's like, I want a nice uniformed look, and I want a nice area to to go into. Or eventually, I guess it like ideally I could just like, who cares, and I could like destroy all this stuff. That could be a thing that I possibly am thinking about doing in the future. But yeah, that was the first episode of 7 Days to Die. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this was a really chillaxed episode because I didn't do a lot of scavenging. Um, More than likely, what I think I'm going to do in the future episodes, definitely going to have to scavenge. But I think I also will probably try and do a little bit more customization, maybe off camera. The more episodes that I'm going to do, the more customization I'm probably going to do off camera. But then I will probably quickly point it out um, when I am at home and I'm like, oh, hey, look at all these things that I just did. Um, but yeah, but this is a starter home, so ideally I'm probably going to look for also just a better home, a better environment. To Definitely, I want a place that is near a cornfield. That's a plush environment. Definitely, something that I would love to do that I've never done is really build up a really solid home that is just like right at where a barn is. Cause man, that would be plush. Just have like where like a cornfield is and a barn, and then like if there's like a thing of water, like a place where I can get water consistently. Oh man, that would be the that would be the goal. And then I could take enormous amounts of time to do even more customization, and then I won't have to worry about, oh my god, I'm starving. Where am I gonna go for food? Because then my food would just be a little field trip away. But I'm gonna trip out of here and say goodbye, everybody. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this on the same day of uploading stuff. I don't know. But anyways, here we go. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.